when I could be having glorious 19 development. It seems that my country's getting a bit infested here. Oh wait, no, they're just Castilians. They're kind of my allies. New Castile also joined in for the fight, which is pretty cute. Otherwise, 15,000. That's not too shabby. Once I get a free diplomat, I shall do my utmost to peace out Genoa as fast as I can. Yeah, disease outbreak's pretty bad, but at least we have the manpower. Okay, France has decided to coalition me. That's very bad news. But we expected it, right? We went into this knowing that France would... Geez, they were right on the cusp. If I'd waited just a little bit, I could have kept them out. But that's okay, okay? We have allies. We have Castile, we have Britain, we have Savoy, and we have Denmark, all who are surely itching at the chance to defend me against the big blue blob. Milan has joined, that was to be expected. Makes me think I should probably wrap this war up as soon as possible, so I don't appear even weaker in the face of all those who wish to attack me. I can get Genoa out of this war pretty fast. I didn't invite any allies, so there's no need for me to worry about what I take here. I am just in this to get them out of my Fazog. Have a nice truce with them, so they're not going to join in any coalitions with me anytime soon. I'm not looking to punch on Genoa anytime or anything too quickly here, nor do any of their alliances bother me particularly. So let's get a nice peace. Dum, 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 dum. Get our units back home and slaughter the Papal State and Mantuan army. Also, that lets me get on with the coring of Pisa, which was a very important part of that peace. Not sure if it's a bug, but in my recent Russia game I took the hordes and got their tributaries, so I think you'll keep them if you switch to Christian. Fascinating. I doubt anybody else that borders me is too keen on being my tributary. Well, Ligor would, but I'm at war, so that throws that one out. I want to be able to move my capital before the coalition strikes, if indeed they do strike, so I need to wrap this war up pretty quickly. I'm only looking for Umbria, so as long as I take Urbino, it should all be good. Let's sail our boats around so that we can... No, let's get our boats repaired first. Crash the Papal State army, grab Urbino. Hey, it's not Urbino, it's Umbria. James, all Italians are too busy looking the same for me to notice these things. Napoli is such an unfortunate fort. It'd be so much better to have it in Abruzzi where we have the mountains. But instead I have these two. Swapping religion right after the army, the Pope gets killed. It's kind of the idea. Always get your 10s to 1, although... Let's do this. Might scare them off a bit. They want to hide in the mountains. Well, so be it. I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to take Urbino. That's not Diviate getting slaughtered, is it? No, that looks a lot more like Diviate, who has been doing the slaughtering. We're still good friends, but those the trust that I have in both him and Khmer is eroding away like rocks against the sea. It's very sad for me. Napoli and PRoman should keep Abruzzi under lock and key, so I'm not worried about it. I hope that Gelra are now pretty satisfied with me. Of course, they don't want to join the coalition. Let's keep France sweet. Stop improving with Britain. They're happy enough. I need to keep some free diplomats. I can't have them all automating. I'm not going by my own mantra here and getting my 10 to 1s. Alright, let's work on the Papal State's capital. Remember, I'm only in this really for Urbino, Umbria, and a truce with himself and Manly Mantua. Although forcing Manly Mantua to switch religion would get rid of that center of reformation. But it would cost way too much. As in, it would be over 100%, I wouldn't be able to do it. There's not a lot of boats of theirs. I think with just another monthly tick, we should be able to go and put a siege down on this. And I'm quite interested in wrapping up this war as fast as possible, so let's blow those walls down. Jake, remember losing wars on purpose to wipe all the aggressive expansion? Yeah, it was a great idea, wasn't it? That's hills. I'd rather not take a fight in hills, but it's a fight that I should easily win. And again, we're easily taking this siege, so let's have that work for us. France and Gelra are both as happy as can be, but not to the point where they're going to get out of this coalition against me. France, at least. What do we have? France and Milan. Is that it? What a paltry coalition for a guy that came out of nowhere to take, well, all of this. Okay, I really need to wrap up this war as soon as possible, so it's time for you to fall, Urbino. I don't like him reinforcing further with that, but taking Papal State's capital should be plenty to get me that province. Don't really need all of his money, but we'll take what we can. I'm looking to wrap this war up fairly quickly, so that I can freely move my capital over, get the cores done. It's one... I often say that I want to consolidate my realm. Consolidating a realm is not the same as being at peace. You can consolidate and fight loads of wars all you want. Ooh, mercantilism. Don't mind if I do, even if imports compete with PRoman quality goods. What is a PRoman quality good? Will you keep your capital in Rome or Blurple? Rome, of course. We are the Roman Empire. Not some disgusting ERE spin-off. I'm taking way too much attrition here. The reason I'm being so decadent is because we get in plenty of manpower. Largely from our tributaries. Alright, should take it now. There we go. Let's just spin off who we need to take these two provinces. And then, if I can avoid this fight, then all the better, honestly. You're getting out of there in the third. I will be there on the third. Hold your horses. Oh yeah, well of course there is the other guy coming in. And I'm talking about Ancona, so it's not a problem. Welcome, Papal Navy. Farewell, Papal Navy. Let's get ourselves over to Proma. Get your 10 to 1s, of course. I'd love to defend Proma, but I'd also love to defend my friend. We'll get him locked in there, then I can actually fight him on the hills in a very profitable fight for me. As long as I get in there before the 20th, we're all good. 16, 17, 18, 19... He's locked in, though. He's locked into his doom. Let's not risk our own people dying in Proma, though. Then again, I could make the peace right now, but why make the peace when I could slaughter his army while I'm at it and get my money back? Yeah, I could certainly stand to make a good bit of money out of the Papal State here. Oh yeah, Mantua knows when not to take a fight. Alright, goody goody. Single Mother is now a cannoneer. Single Mother is a pretty ideal general there. And if you're wondering where I'm getting these silly, silly names, you might think, I take... oh wow, what a wipe. I take the names of people that support me on Patreon as generals, if they want. It's just a little something I can offer. It's only right. It's thanks to the support of people that I'm actually able to do things like leave my job and do the streaming full time. So I am grateful, even if it doesn't always sound like I am. I'm not leaving them to a 10 to 1, so that 1k army should take them down, no problem. And as soon as I grab the war goal as well... No problem, I said. Who's putting up a problem? A single cannon unit. Well, they didn't last. Too bad for them. There we go. I could take a lot more, but I'm not sure I want this land. Well, actually, his fort, even if it is reformed, it's a pretty nice hilly northern fort to catch my enemies on. And it's not like aggressive expansion is a huge problem. We already are drowning in it. Might be better to take what we can while we can. How long will you be taking maximum mill ideas for proper Roman legions? Or rather, will you? Well, it took aristocratic to get the properly bred Roman legions. Otherwise, I haven't thought much about the other military ideas, or other idea groups in general. I might just annex the Papal State. I mean, who's going to join at this point? Not many. Is Geldra on that list? Geldra is not on that list. East Frisia, however, is. Oh, Geldra rather like me. And I'm not sure I really worry about East Frisia at this point. Then again, I have 3 diplomats, so let's make them a bit happier with me. Yeah, I'm struggling to think of a reason not to annex them all. Overextension is a compelling reason. But that'll go away quite soon, and this is decent land for me to take. I think the correct thing to do is move on over, honestly. Let's move in. I'm not taking over Manly Mantua's land, though. So let's do this instead. Let's go onto his lands. Let's send 1 maneuver by way of single mother, and not maneuver, siege. Let's send our siege over there. And I'm just looking to peace out Manly Mantua on their own. Even a white peace would do. Although it's only going to be 5-year truce, which isn't good. I'm just looking to get Manly Mantua out of the war so I can 100% annex the Pope. And I think I want to convert religion before I... Actually, I kind of want to do it now. Before I do that, I'm going to punch my tributaries just in case I lose them. It makes sense to me. Prestige is a bit more valuable to me than that. Manipur, make with the money poor. And the money poor. Cheers to the dosh, guys. 1 less country who can coalition you, Jake. That is also correct. So those Protestant zealots of mine, I can accept them. I lose a lot of prestige. I gain autonomy in Napoli, but it's only Napoli. Protestant becomes new state religion, and we're finally able to get rid of karma. What is even karma? It's really good if you balance your karmic stuff. 5 discipline and 2 dip rep. But the events kind of blow, and it's a juggling act, and da-da-da-da-da. Let's just switch on over, unless there's anything we would want to do before we switch. A big part of why I want to switch is that I'm no longer gaining extra aggressive expansion for being an outsider here. I'm at least within the Christian religious group, so it's a bit less offensive for what I'm doing. Obviously the Pope shouldn't exist. They might pop up again. I'm going to save just in case things get a bit antsy here, but I see no reason not to convert right now. Let's do it. Protestant zealots, accept demands. Oh right, we no longer have a mandala system. It's been replaced with nothing. Alright, what can we have then? I can still have plutocracy for extra merchants. Disallows aristocratic idea group, that's a bit of a laugh. That itself would probably be taken away from us. Let's take unjustified demands on the cheaper. Sounds good to me. Protestant, you should go glorious Orthodox Christianity. Like I said, we're not the disgusting Eastern Roman Empire here. We have a whole load of new options that we can take here. Tolerance of heretics might be something I want to foster for a bit, actually. Let's take the Popery Act, of course. We can finally have missionary strength. That looks good, but we'll take it later on. Institution embracement costs not a big deal if I can get missionary strength out of it. Restore Roman Empire. Hell yes. What do I need for that? Oh yeah, almost everything. Italy, France, Iberia, Balkans, Anatolia, Mashriq. All of the above. Sure thing. Advancement of religion. Heavens yes. I want that. And dissolution of monasteries. Maybe. But I need admin skill for that. I might want these down the line, but not right now. Not when I have these... Oh, hang on. Hang on. We do not have recently converted malice here. I can convert these guys over to Protestant. All the more reason to full annex the Pope. All the more reason to get Ferrara out of my face. And they're almost out of my face. Swell. You could have had both Aristo and Pluto ideas. Could have. Oh, wow. Oh no. Oh no. Sana died. Well, our Pagan ruler died right then and was replaced with an admittedly incorruptible 3-2-1. And it's another male. Males are the downfall of our nation. Still though, that's bad news for me. Do I keep the tributaries? I do keep the tributaries. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Tell you what, I'm going to have an automat set to my subject countries, so I don't keep forgetting about them. And for now, I'm going to focus on the most problematic one, which is Mong Huang. Keep it groovy there. Yeah, switching religion was too much for his heart. Couldn't handle it. Can't handle it alone. I think I should take all my money out of Manly Mantua. I have the time, so we'll put him under blockade so I get Ferrara faster. And I have no reason to pay for my navy. Yeah, I do actually. That reason is called Manchuan Fleet. Now I have a lot of land that I'm being told I should convert, but when I move my capital, which I swear I will when I'm not at war, we'll get that done. 20 legitimacy is indeed horrible. Milan have cancelled their the right to military access. That's a problem, because it means I can't get back across. But hopefully a temporary one. Again, it's only 2 in the coalition against me. Long may it stay that way. We just do not have a very legitimate campaign going here, but that's okay. We will survive. The fort in Napoli, I'm finding it very hard to justify. It's just not worth it. It's far better to have a fort in Abruzzi. And whilst it might be good for getting rid of the devastation in Abruzzi and Napoli, the fort in Proma does that and helps out in Siena and Umbria. So I'm just going to dismantle this fort. Hopefully I don't regret it, but I'm trying to save a bit of dosh here. Are you going to give away your lands in Asia since Rome never owned it? Oh no, I want pleasant borders over there. Besides, how do you know that Rome didn't own it? None of the maps show it. I don't want any doubting of the glory of Rome around here. Fort in Lusitania for devastation. There's not a ton of devastation, and it wouldn't help Calabria anyway. So no, we'll just let this place suffer for a bit. What I would really like to do is switch myself over to Neapolitan, and I think I can do that. It needs to be at least 50% of your development in states to become primary culture, but it's only 27.4. What I can do is state up Neapolitan lands. Like that. Oh, this one was already done, and this one's already done. This one could be done. Well, what I will be doing is unstating this land as soon as I move my capital, so we'll do exactly that. Move capital, change culture, and we'll be one step closer to being PRoman. Just take all the mountain forts in northern Italy, then coalition schmoalition. You say all the mountainous forts, but there are 2, maybe 3, depending on your definition of Italian. Maybe 4. But yes, you're right. As soon as you hold these key mountain forts, it's just what is a coalition, because you fight them all off there. Still, we've had some explosive growth around here, but I'm trying to model Roman growth. Trying my best here. So I'm not going off and conquering God knows what. First we've got to unite Italy, and I'll be pretty satisfied if this is what we take. Abruzzi, or Arezzo rather, sure, I would like it, but I'm not going to cry tears over it. I do really want it though. This is an amazing area. I should claim Lucca and you, however. Memigren, are you joking? Alright, we're making our claim for Arezzo. And who do I have doing God knows what? Yeah, it's probably a good idea to make friendly with them. Build a spy network on you, get these done. You should make Burma a client state called Prim, named after Primus, the brother of Promulus. I will not do that, TTC. Good evening, Kumbermeister. Peace offer from the Papal State. No, there's only one peace offer I'm accepting, and that is the termination of your existence. So sorry it had to turn out that way. Who can I spare here? Mong Huang are just really not happy with me because I punched them for money. I could give them gifts, but that kind of defeats the point of taking all their money away from them, so I'll just bring you back so I have somebody to spare. Foreign quarter with Marak-U. Long-time foreign merchants have been settling in Marak-U to better conduct trade. Delhi could be happier with me. Especially if I get more goods produced, because Marak-U produces the very elusive good of grain. There's a slight problem with what I want to do with destating this land, and that is that I put a lot of estates around here. That's a considerable problem. I should probably start pulling them out now, because this is something I'm going to do very soon. And I should destate very expensive places like, well, this first and foremost. The clergy won't like this, but I'll just pull them out, and you out. God, they all don't like me. If I pull any more of them, that's going to be pretty bad news for me. But I will actually destate Lower Burma. But this is after I move capital. I'm just doing that to start feeding away at their unsatisfaction. I want to check merchants. You lost one by changing to Protestantism. Didn't I just lose that from Mandala, or did I lose that from... Ooh, I don't have all the power down here because Castile has abusive amounts of trade power here. How is that so high? 269% power. You'd think the Cape would make up for that given their natural harbour, but it's just not enough. It's a flat increase. I could build a... Jings, I build them so not often. I could build a marketplace for even better stuff here. But what's more likely is that I'll just take this off of Castile in the future, losing one... look, I deal in slaves around here. I'm not going to cry over the lack of that one merchant. We don't do a lot of trading yet anyway, but we will someday. No, nobody sent tribute. How can they be trusted? Well, Manipur did. Demanded artifacts, demanded additional tribute. Yeah, make demands, what of it? Don't estates get auto-removed for free when you make them trade companies? No, I have to destate them to make them into trade companies. Unless I'm making colossal mistakes here, which is always possible. Anyway, we're going to peace out first, then move capital, and then deal with all that. And what luck. I needed the time to pass to get these cores done anyway, so this is fortunate for me. Church power is growing agonizingly slowly, but we'll get it. Can't wait to have pretty much anybody else as my heir here. But people don't want to make royal babies because of our massive distance between borders. That'll shift soon as well. Also, what do I get for the occupation of Rome? Conquest of Rome. Missionaries and yearly prestige. Well, that yearly prestige will certainly help out. Come on, Mantua can't hold out forever. Oh, I was toying with the idea of changing their religion, right? No can do. It's tied to annexation cost. And that's just too much, sadly. If I'd made them a co-belligerent, it wouldn't be such a problem. But then, yeah. Oh, what I should probably do is tear Mantua's alliance with France away from them. Their alliance with France is a bit problematic because of Milan, question mark? Maybe. I just have this deep feeling that tearing up Mantua and France's alliance works for me in some way. I could do with France having less influence in Italy, not more. I'm going to not repeat the mistakes of the Italians of days gone by. Nice. Just the paltry development of Pisa to do and we're done. But Jings, these sieges are taking forever and a day. There we go. Manly Mantua is down. That should be all I need to do this guy in. I want his money, and I want his alliance with France gone. Papal status soon to not exist. I want a bit more, though, because I want a lengthy truce with this guy. I'm not going to be fighting him anytime soon. I could bring Ferrara onto the map. They won't hate me, and they'll be a nice person to fight. That'll be a problem if any of the number of people with claims on that province gun it down as well. Which honestly would just be Tuscany. But I doubt Tuscany could get there in good time. If I brought Ferrara to the map, would that work for or against me? I feel like it would work against me. Better to keep Mantua around with fewer allies so I can just punch them later. Instead, I'll make up my peace deal by ending... transfer trade power takes up slow. Oh yeah, give up your claims in Tuscany. And then end your rivalry with... Not sure I care about any of these. I don't know what a Switzerland is. And this is slightly too much for this guy to handle, but I just about have his other fort anyway. I don't, however, have a lot of free diplomats, so let's bring you back so I can actually declare peace. I'm very worried about this coalition, says Jake, and then he annexes more territory. I mean, you can be concerned, take it to heart, but that doesn't mean you have to be a coward. This is our conquest of Umbria, no problem there. Nice lengthy truce with Manly Mantua. Black flagged units that I can walk home with, also good. Let's take a better route home, all the way over to Proma, which has oodles of everything. God, that's nice development. And then with them gone, it's goodbye Pope Man. Hello France, Manly Mantua, Milan, Hungary, Austria, Aragon, Genoa, Venice, Tuscany, and Papal States. You're not allowed these cores. I don't want you appearing again. But I do want your land. So cheers. Ding, 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 ding. Nice, Mong Nai knows better than to deal with me. Alright. Probably should have upped my stability before that. We'll get our overextension dealt with first. Now what am I doing? Well, I'm definitely moving my capital over to Proma, because we are the PRoman Empire. That now gives me a capital in Europe. Let's put that to use. What I can do there then is de-state this. I'd like to add it to a trade company, but only territories can have that. So I have to very expensively remove this. Ouch, that hurts a lot. And then I add them, and unfortunately the autonomy stays there. So this hurts me in a pretty big way, in a pretty sizable way. I'm still going to add these in. Means I'm going to face a bit of a period of unrest. And wait, I can embrace the printing press? It would cost me all my money, so I'm going to wait for it to spread a lot more, and it will spread a lot more. In order to do other places, I'm going to have to pool more of the estates, and they're already significantly unhappy with me. The nobility, it looks like I could pull from somewhere. The nobility is a red fist. If I did that in Saline, I could maybe get the clergy out as well if I gave them a nice generous donation. It's a lot of money. I don't want to do that. We'll just seek their support for now. Yeesh. Losing even more legitimacy, but yeah, let's do it anyway. Because that allows me to pool the nobility here. And pool the clergy from here. Whew. And that allows me to de-state you and add you all to the Burmese charter. Alright, so if we check out our colonial and trade regions, all of this is now a colonial and or trade region. There's this as well. Unfortunately, we have a couple of burghers, so we'll wait on that. It's not doing us a lot of harm. The only downside really is the PRoman maintenance, and you might even argue that's better than this autonomy, but autonomy will burn down. Trade company charters are forever. More nobility, but I don't want to risk them rising up against me right now. We have enough rebel factions as it is. Now, with that, Neapolitan's just not big enough as development in our states. So what do I do about that? I wonder if stating this will be enough or if it'll backfire against me. It might not proportionally boost it up enough. Let's find out. Kind of. Doing this would certainly work against me. I'd get all this stuff. Okay, I need to de-state something else. And it's only counting states, so let's look at this. That's not the problem. This is the problem. I could really upset the burghers. I don't know what they'd do to me. But let's have a fort protect us from them. Let's have you protect us from them. And then I just go, yeah, sure burghers, get out of my country. We're just going to cheese them off entirely. There's only 10,000 of them. I'll take on another 10,000. I'm not scared. Particularists in Mirek revolted, but yeah, sure, fine. It's protected by that fort.